Welcome, welcome. Thanks very much for this. Please have a seat, and I'm very happy you're all here. I want to welcome you to our first Rudy Bruner debate on urban excellence, which today brings together over a dozen of what I will say the world's greatest thinkers and doers to debate place and placemaking. Yes, that is correct. People in the front here, a dozen of the world's greatest thinkers and doers to debate place and placemaking. This debate kicks off a biennial series of debates where the Rudy Bruner Center brings together global thought leaders to discuss key and underexposed issues in creating excellent urban environments. This debate series is one of the many different programs we are undertaking at the new Rudy Bruner Center for Urban Excellence to foster innovative thinking and dialogue about the role of design in the complex process of placemaking. But why? Right? Why this topic of place and placemaking? This symposium comes from a deep belief by the Rudy Bruner Center's mission and the Rudy Bruner Center team that place matters and is at the heart of what we do in creating excellent urban environments. At its core, to me, place and place making is about adding meaning to place, to space. Although we'll let the first session debaters talk about that a little bit more. Places where, how, and where we find meaning in our everyday environment, connect our environments with our lives, build our roots, and build meaningful relationships with others centered around our environment. Every city has these places where people can connect to near and far, from breeze and homes to entire streets and districts. And we know place is a difficult concept. It's very hard to define, harder to measure, and many would argue impossible to synthetically create, which I'm sure we'll hear about more. As it links to personal meaning, roots, and memories, place begs the question on how it can be meaningful between people. Funny enough, a lack of place is a lot easier to define. For example, when Gertrude Stein referred to rapidly changing Oakland as having no there in 1937. By the mid 2000s, an Oakland artist took that memed insult and created a there statue right in the border between Berkeley and Oakland. And as place was defined, it was redefined and contested. Within a few years, a protest encampment encompassed the statue, an anonymous crochet crowd emerged, and the city intervened. Now double fenced in, quiet has been restored, and here, there, placemaking no more. Odds are stacked against place and our ability to make place. Unprecedented urbanization, commodification, homogenization, and de-democratization of shaping our environments and prescribing our experience, that makes it very difficult for us to find and create meaningful places. And perhaps it's our own fault. Every day we scroll faster through places. Every year we travel to more places. Every few years we move to new places. Are key place concepts such as rootedness and insideness, the feeling of being intricately part of a place, now obsolete? After all, after decades of building and allowing places without meaning, we can now generate meaning without places. How do we break this cycle? First, we already, of course, do find and construct meaningful places in our everyday lives and environments. Lately, my research has focused on the incredible potential of the mere front yard as spaces where residents build up their own sense of place and connect to others. Wonderfully depicted in this online photo series, How to Take a Walk in Buffalo, in the past COVID years by two Buffalonians. If designers, developers, and planners would only allow us, we have this magic capacity to adapt and create the places we want and need. And sure, one person's treasured mailbox might be the other person's eyesore. Um, Places created by the kaleidoscope of existing and new people that live in an incredibly diverse city like Buffalo. Like the Serenity Garden in Buffalo's fastest growing neighborhood of Broadway, Fillmore. And 2 blocks away, the front lawn of the soon to be reborn Buffalo Central Terminal depicts another powerful and growing voice in democratizing urban environments. Placemaking movement looks to refocus our process of changing and constructing environments into a more democratic, co-creative, and humanistic process. This placemaking movement has tremendous potential to learn from and contribute to our thoughts on place, which is inherently centered around the people that make it. The movement acknowledges the many risks of movements that preceded it, the tensions between authenticity and risk, making and taking, and the difficulty of embracing true pluralism. This debate looks to make new connections between place and placemaking, not just between the wonderful array of debaters here, many of whom are leaders in placemaking movement, but between their thoughts and, of course, your own idea of excellent cities. So we want to ground place and placemaking, connect place and placemaking exactly by debating it. We're so honored and proud to introduce 12 global thought leaders on place and placemaking to you today, from thinkers to doers, from geographers to designers, from theorists to pragmatists, from America to the United Kingdom. Our debaters and moderators will share and debate their wealth of experiences and perspectives. Correct. They will debate it in 4 sessions, each focused on positioning, envisioning, co-creating, and communicating place and placemaking. So here's what today will look like. From 9:15 to 10:45 a.m. in Creswell, Joyce Wheel, Sharon Zukin will debate how we position place. They will discuss how we define place as a psychological, social, cultural, and physical concepts. And what we see as the value of place and what we see as opportunities and challenges with place. This session will be expertly moderated by Tony Hiss. We have a wonderful, nice, and especially quick coffee break. From 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., David Brain, Tracy Hadden-Lowe, and Emily Talon will debate how we envision place. They will discuss how we collaboratively imagine, pose, and realize better places, which stakeholders are best involved in this process, and how this process could be improved. This session will be moderated by Mark Norman. Then we have a lovely, and yes, included, lunch. Yay. From 1:30 to 3 p.m., Roseanne Haggerty, Ethan Kent, and Jesus Lara will debate how we co-create place. This session delves deeper into the collaborative and pluralistic angle of making place. Debaters will discuss how the process of co-creating currently works and debate how this process could be improved. This session is moderated by Dan Patera. From 3:15 to 4:45, we conclude our debate with Rowena Alegria, Victoria Burr, and Leonardo Vasquez, also known as Ro Alegria, Toledo, and Vito Vasquez, debating how we communicate place. This final session focuses on how we can convey and teach the values and dynamics of place, how this communication can foster new insights and collaboration in making place. This session is moderated by our very own Rudy Bruner Center Director, Robert Shibley. So welcome to what promises to be a very lively debate. As moderator Tony Hiss reminded me in a wonderful phone conversation a couple of weeks ago, debating, unlike an argument, that's some ground rules here, to reach a conclusion that moves things forward. Indeed, after a vibrant, I hope, few holds barred exchange of ideas, all debaters today will contribute to an edited book on the contract with a major publisher with their thoughts and perspectives on the past, present, and future of place and placemaking. So stay tuned. I would like to conclude my introduction by thanking our sponsors for their generosity. Hodgson Russ Attorneys, KTA Preservation Specialist, the Martin House, and NOAA. Thank you for also being in this room. I want to send a shout out to our partners APA, ULI, and ARA to connect us to local and regional change makers. And finally, I would like to particularly thank the Bruner Foundation, Simeon Bruner, who is joining us remotely, and Josh Bruner, who is joining us today here with his son, Zachary. Without your support, the Rudy Bruner Center for Urban Excellence would not be where it is today, which is changing the conversation about place and placemaking.